Chael Sonnen trash talked the wrestling community. In particular, he trash talked Jordan Burroughs. So where does this story begin? Well, of course, this story begins because Jordan Burroughs and Ben Askren are wrestling at Beat the Streets on May 6th. And this is the headliner of the night. Burroughs, he's a UFC fighter, MMA fighter for a couple years, and he's also a national champion, Hodge Trophy winner, coming back to wrestle another national champion, world champ, Olympic champ, Jordan Burroughs. So these guys are wrestling Beat the Streets, and then it came out in a couple of interviews. Jordan Burroughs actually said on ESPN program, he said he had some interest in MMA. So then Chael got involved, and he offered Chael Sonnen, if you guys don't know him, he's a UFC fighter, a little bit of a commentator. He has his own YouTube channel, Chael Sonnen, Bad Guy Inc., where he talks all about UFC. Now, he tweeted out to Jordan Burroughs, and he said, "Hey champ, you want to try an MMA fight? Here's an offer. 1 fight contract, $50,000, no strings attached. We'll put it on UFC Fight Pass." And I think this is totally legit. He actually wanted to get Burroughs a fight, and Burroughs has always had some interest in fighting, just to see how he'd do. And I'd like to see how he'd do as well. Well, then Burroughs responded, and this is where the drama started. He said, "I've made more than that in wrestling. Add a zero and call me." Yikes. Add a zero and call me. So is Burroughs worth $500,000? Well, we'll get to that in just a bit. But first, let's add to the drama a little bit more. So Chael, he commented back, and he said, "Hey, all I see is gold." Also, Jordan Burroughs, that's his handle on Twitter. He said, "I respect you, but go back and put your singlet on. My sport isn't for you." Burroughs said, "How about this? When you're done assuming you have any idea what my value is, come back and make me a serious offer, man to man. How business is done. I'm available May 6th at Beat the Streets, where I'll be putting on one of the best. I'll be putting it on one of the best guys in my sport. Your ticket will be at will call." And Chael just went on here and kind of trash talked Burroughs all around. Trash talked wrestling. All he said was, "Burroughs, this is my sport. You can't come in here assuming you're going to make $500,000 when, you say you make that in wrestling, but where are you making that?" He's saying, go back, put your singlet on, put your, you be red, I'll be green, all this crap. And first of all, I have to say, I don't know why Chael's trash talking wrestling, and I don't think he was necessarily trying to do it that much, but he was putting the sport of wrestling down to fans people who are fans of UFC but aren't fans of wrestling. They're going to see that and say, "Oh, I can make fun of wrestling too. Wrestling's stupid. You just go put on your singlet. Yeah, Jordan Burroughs, screw you." No, because Chael is actually a former wrestler himself. He was an All-American from the University of Oregon. I actually did a whole video on the University of Oregon, and I found out that Chael Sonnen was a wrestler there, an All-American back in the 90s. But then let's continue this, because let's really think about this. How much is Jordan Burroughs worth? Is he worth $500,000? Is he worth $50,000? Well, let's look at the numbers a little bit. So when Burroughs won his Olympic gold medal, he actually earned $250,000. That's from the USA Olympic Committee, as well as from donors donating to the USA Wrestling. They're saying, if you win a gold medal, we'll pay you this much money. So he won $250,000 for his gold medal from 2012 to, I believe, 2016 for his world and Olympic medals. He's made a little over $400,000. Now, I looked up, and his net worth, Jordan Burroughs' net worth, is actually $5.5 million. $5.5 million. Where is he getting all that money from? How is he worth $5 million if he's only making $400,000 from winning Olympic and World Championships? Here's how it happens: is he has sponsors. He has people who sponsor him, companies that sponsor him, where if he promotes a product, he wears their gear, wears their outfits, wears their shoes. then he'll get paid for it. So he's actually getting paid around $750,000 to promote brands like ASICS. He has brands, what else? What other brands? WrestleLite, USA Wrestling, How You Dish. Those are his sponsors on his website that I actually found, and he's getting paid $750,000 a year. So why not get paid $500,000 for his first fight if he's worth all that money? Here's why. And this is just my opinion. Please let me know your opinion below, how much you think Burroughs is worth. Burroughs is worth $500,000 to the sport of wrestling. I don't think that he's worth $500,000 in UFC, in Bellator, in MMA. Is he still worth something? Yes. He will bring fans from wrestling over to UFC. Personally, I don't follow UFC that much, but if Burroughs went over and fought, I'd 100% watch that fight. So there's one guy that you're bringing over. So, this really goes back to thinking about what should fighters get paid. Well, you guys know Ben Askren, who Burroughs was wrestling at Beat the Streets. He actually got paid $350,000 for his debut fight in the UFC this year. Now, he's been fighting for many, many years, has won a couple titles in the Bellator league. Now he's in UFC, $350,000 for his first fight. It wouldn't really make sense for Burroughs, although he is an Olympic champion, world champion, it wouldn't make sense for him to just come in here and make more than Askren. That's something you earn. That's something that you make your way up to. Let's talk $100,000 maybe, $200,000. It's hard to say what he's worth to bring in. Burroughs said that he's made $500,000, $50,000, more than $50,000 from wrestling at Beat the Streets from donors. Chael says that's a bunch of BS. So that's just my thoughts on if Burroughs is actually worth $500,000. In wrestling, yes, he is the face of wrestling. He deserves to be paid $500,000 and $750,000 for all his sponsorships, but in UFC, not necessarily. So this was, a little bit of back and forth. I don't know if the fight will ever happen now, any fight, but it'd be great to see something like this happen in the future.